Golden State Warriors fans, things are heating up in ways that are both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. And if you've been following the latest chatter, you know exactly what I mean. The buzz around Giannis Antetokounmpo and the potential shakeups before this year's trade deadline has been intense. But over the past few hours, developments have emerged that are leaving a lot of fans completely stunned. This isn't just about speculation anymore. This is about the very real possibility of moves that could completely reshape the Warriors roster and, by extension, the trajectory of their championship hopes. The franchise has already made bold moves this season, taking risks that many other teams would shy away from. But now we're entering territory that could challenge even the most dedicated supporters' patience and optimism. From the start, the Warriors made it clear they were committed to going all in on Giannis, seeing him as a transformative piece that could push them back to the top of the league. We've seen them navigate complex negotiations, weighing the costs and benefits of moving key players like Draymond Green, who is not just a cornerstone of the team, but also the emotional and tactical heartbeat of Golden State. Every trade rumor has had ripple effects across the league, and the stakes have only risen as more teams have entered the conversation. Miami, Minnesota, and New York have all been in the mix at various points, presenting competitive options for Giannis if Milwaukee decided to part ways. But the most recent updates are hitting fans in a way that feels personal, almost like a punch to the gut. What's frustrating and honestly infuriating to many is the sudden shift in potential suitors. The Chicago Bulls, a franchise that fans had written off weeks ago, have now emerged as favorites to land Giannis if a trade occurs. This is astonishing on multiple levels. Initially, reports indicated the Bulls were not interested in pursuing a deal, despite Giannis and his representatives reportedly reaching out. The team seemed content to focus on their existing roster, which makes this new development difficult to understand. For Golden State supporters, the idea that a team once considered unambitious or disinterested could now be in pole position is almost surreal. It feels like a twist in a story where the plot takes an unexpected turn, leaving the audience questioning every previous assumption. The stakes for the Warriors are monumental. Securing Giannis alongside Steph Curry would be a pairing capable of redefining the league, a combination that has the potential to produce another championship window during Curry's twilight years. But the risk has never been higher. Every decision, from potential trades to internal negotiations, carries weight. Draymond Green's role is central here, not only as a player whose abilities on the court are critical, but also as a figure whose influence in the locker room can shape the team's response to change. Managing his involvement, balancing the roster, and ensuring that any trade aligns with both team chemistry and strategic goals is a delicate task, and the Warriors are walking a tightrope. Meanwhile, the complications extend beyond just Giannis. Jonathan Kuminga, another young talent with potential to make an immediate impact, is in a complicated situation as well. His potential suitors, including teams like the Sacramento Kings and Dallas Mavericks, have adjusted their strategies, making him a less certain asset in any trade discussions. The Warriors had previously passed on opportunities to secure additional picks or package deals that could have strengthened their position, and now the margin for error is slimmer than ever. Each decision is amplified because the outcome could determine whether this season is remembered for triumph or missed opportunity. The landscape of NBA trades is always dynamic, but the convergence of these particular factors, Giannis availability, the unexpected resurgence of interest from the Bulls, Draymond Green's centrality, and the shifting market for players like Kuminga, creates a scenario that feels almost unprecedented. For fans who have been invested in the Warriors strategy, it's a mixture of hope and tension. Every update is dissected, every rumor analyzed, and every potential trade scenario debated in fan forums and social media discussions. The league itself is watching closely because a move of this magnitude would not only impact Golden State, but could have ripple effects across multiple conferences. What makes this situation particularly intense is the timing. With the trade deadline looming, decisions must be made quickly. There's little room for hesitation or second-guessing. Yet the complexity of the deals and the personalities involved make it far from straightforward. Negotiations are intricate, involving not just player evaluations but also salary cap considerations, draft pick exchanges, and long-term strategic planning. The Warriors are trying to thread the needle, balancing the urgency of acquiring a star like Giannis with the practical realities of maintaining a cohesive and competitive roster. This is where the stakes truly become palpable, because one misstep could have ramifications that extend well beyond this season. Adding to the pressure is the competitive landscape. Teams like Miami and New York remain in contention, and even the Lakers, Raptors, and Timberwolves have been mentioned as potential suitors in various reports. Each of these teams brings a unique set of challenges and opportunities, which makes predicting the outcome even more difficult. The Warriors, while a favorite at various points, must navigate a constantly evolving environment where market perception can change overnight. The sudden rise of the Bulls as a favorite has only intensified this uncertainty, leaving fans wondering how such a scenario could even materialize and what it means for Golden State's championship aspirations. The tension is further compounded by past missteps and missed opportunities. The Warriors had chances to structure deals in ways that might have secured more favorable positioning, and the pressure now is on them to make up for any previous errors. It's a high-stakes environment where the margin for error is razor-thin, and every rumor or report has the potential to swing sentiment from optimism to despair. Fans are acutely aware of the risks, especially considering the emotional investment in seeing Curry's career crowned with another title. Every decision, every twist in the trade discussions resonates far beyond the front office, echoing throughout the fan base and influencing the broader perception of the team's strategy. At the core of all this is a question of identity and ambition for the Warriors. They've consistently pursued excellence, and acquiring a superstar like Giannis represents a commitment to winning at the highest level. But the challenges involved, managing egos, navigating competing teams, and aligning complex trade mechanisms, highlight just how precarious the path to a championship can be. Fans are emotionally invested in the narrative, not just in the outcomes, and every development becomes part of the story of the Warriors' pursuit of greatness. The mix of hope, tension, and potential disappointment creates a charged atmosphere, one where every report is analyzed for its implications on both the present season and the franchise's long-term vision. The situation with the Golden State Warriors and Giannis Antetokounmpo continues to evolve in ways that are both unpredictable and tense. As fans, it's hard not to feel caught between excitement and frustration, because every report seems to bring a new twist, a fresh question about whether the team's championship window is widening or closing. The most recent updates about the Chicago Bulls leading the trade chatter feel almost surreal, especially considering the narrative from just weeks ago. Initially, the Bulls were dismissed by insiders as uninterested and even incapable of orchestrating a trade that could compete with the Warriors' ambitions. Yet now, suddenly, they are at the forefront, shaking up expectations and forcing Golden State fans to reconsider every assumption they held about this deadline and what it could mean for the team. This shift underscores just how volatile NBA trade scenarios can be. One week, a team is considered out of the mix entirely. The next, they are suddenly a major contender. The Bulls' rise in probability speaks to the fluid nature of front office strategies and player preferences. Giannis himself has reportedly expressed an interest in remaining in the Eastern Conference, targeting big markets that offer both visibility and opportunity. While Miami and New York have long been seen as natural fits, Chicago is now presenting a compelling alternative. For Warriors fans, this represents a new layer of tension. The idea of losing out to a team that had previously opted out of the conversation is not just disappointing. It feels like an affront to the careful planning and risk the Warriors have invested in pursuing a superstar of Giannis' caliber. The stakes are amplified by the Warriors' own internal dynamics. Draymond Green remains an irreplaceable figure, a leader whose presence on the floor and in the locker room sets the tone for the entire franchise. Negotiating a trade that could involve Green, even as a potential inclusion in broader discussions, introduces a level of complexity that few other teams would face. Green's competitive spirit and emotional intensity are part of what makes the Warriors so formidable, but they also create challenges when roster adjustments are considered. Balancing his role with the potential addition of a superstar like Giannis requires careful strategy, not just in terms of basketball tactics, but also in managing morale and cohesion among the players. Meanwhile, the Warriors must navigate the fallout from missed opportunities elsewhere. Jonathan Kuminga, a young forward with immense potential, has seen his primary suitors lose interest or adjust their strategies, reducing his leverage in any trade discussions. This complicates the Warriors' ability to negotiate effectively because the pieces they could have moved to acquire Giannis are now less in demand. Every asset, every draft pick, every young talent becomes a critical factor in constructing a deal that both meets the team's ambitions and maintains flexibility for future seasons. The margin for error is almost non-existent, and the pressure is enormous, given the implications for both the present roster and the long-term strategy. Adding to this high-stakes environment is the presence of other competing teams with legitimate interest in Giannis. The Miami Heat, the New York Knicks, and the Minnesota Timberwolves each present unique challenges. Miami offers a strong competitive structure. New York brings the allure of a major market, and Minnesota provides a roster with different strategic advantages. Beyond these, even teams like the Toronto Raptors and Los Angeles Lakers have been mentioned as potential suitors in rumors, highlighting just how crowded and unpredictable this trade market has become. Each team introduces additional variables that the Warriors must consider as they seek to secure a deal that positions them for immediate championship contention. The Warriors' pursuit of Giannis represents more than a simple player acquisition. It's a statement of intent, a signal that the franchise is committed to competing at the highest level and maximizing the championship window for Curry's era. But the path to achieving this goal is anything but straightforward. Every potential trade involves navigating intricate negotiations, managing player preferences, and anticipating countermoves from rival teams. The uncertainty surrounding the Bulls, combined with the presence of other serious suitors, illustrates just how precarious the situation is. For Golden State, securing Giannis is not merely about talent. It is about timing, strategy, and the ability to outmaneuver competitors in a fast-moving, high-pressure market. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. The NBA rumor mill is heating up to an almost unbelievable level, and whispers coming from league circles suggest that the Golden State Warriors may be plotting one of the boldest power moves in modern basketball history. According to sources close to front offices and agents, Golden State is quietly exploring scenarios that would put them in position to chase not one, but two generational superstars at the same time, Giannis Antetokounmpo and LeBron James. At first glance, the idea sounds unrealistic, even reckless. Yet executives around the league insist that the Warriors' front office has been unusually active, gathering information, evaluating contract structures, and signaling a willingness to reshape its roster far more aggressively than expected. The belief is that Golden State sees a narrowing championship window and understands that incremental changes may no longer be enough in an increasingly stacked Western Conference. The Giannis angle is the most intriguing. Insiders say Golden State is monitoring every sign of tension or uncertainty around Milwaukee, ready to pounce if even the smallest crack appears. The Warriors reportedly view Giannis as a perfect bridge between eras, a dominant force who could take over as Stephen Curry's responsibilities naturally shift with time. His versatility, defense, and relentless energy fit the organization's identity, at least philosophically. At the same time, the LeBron component adds a layer of drama that feels almost cinematic. There's quiet chatter that Golden State believes it could present James with one final, irresistible stage, a system built on movement, shooting, and championship pedigree. The idea of LeBron sharing the floor with Curry has long fascinated fans, and some around the league think the Warriors may test whether that fantasy could become reality. No formal talks are confirmed, and cap math alone makes such ambitions wildly complex. Still, rivals are paying attention. The mere possibility that Golden State could attempt something this audacious has already shifted conversations in executive offices. Whether this is genuine strategy or high-stakes posturing, one thing is clear. the Warriors are not content to fade quietly. If even part of this speculation proves true, the league could be staring at a seismic shift unlike anything seen before. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.